Hello, everyone. Hopefully everyone is having a great Wednesday. This is another, I don't say episode, but I have a special guest this evening with Covac Global with emergency evacuation. I have Gary Russell, who is going to be discussing in more details how beneficial Covac Global can be, for ourselves and also for our clients as well. So, without further ado, I would like to add in Gary Russell. How are you?
Hey, good, Michael. How are you?
Good, good, good.
Good. Well,
So, I'm looking forward to your information. I know everyone else hopefully will be able to benefit from what you're going to go over. So I will. I guess I'll just you'll take it over from here.
yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Michael, and happy International Women's Day to everybody. I'm Gary. I'm manager of partner relations at Covac Global. And for anyone who's unfamiliar, we're a medical evacuation company who basically we're designed to supplement traditional travel insurance to provide a little peace of mind to travelers, including travel agents who use us for themselves or their clients. Is specifically what I deal with as partner relations. Michael, are we going to show the slideshow or just talk about it?
Yep, I can add it.
Alrighty. Yeah. So don't want to scare you. It's just about 6 slides, so don't worry when you hear slideshow. It's not anything extravagant. So, kind of the first part of. Whoops, we got to back up here. The first part of what we do. So, Covac Global, we were founded in 2020, so a relatively new company. And we kind of took the world by storm, the travel industry specifically by storm, with our COVID protection memberships. So spring of 2020, kind of when travel came back and you had some of the variants really kind of ripping through the world. We were the first and only company that was doing COVID evacuation. So that's kind of how we got our foot in the door in the evacuation industry. A big part of that was the lack of hospitalization requirements. So with people getting sick in foreign countries, they did not have a requirement to be admitted to a hospital bed and then evacuated to another hospital bed somewhere else. We would come get our members wherever they were, whether that was in quarantine in their hotel room, at the point of illness at a clinic. So that's kind of how we got started. We've since evolved into a much more broad scope of an organization. So we do medical evacuations, we do security evacuations. And kind of the way we do it is we have a global network of registered air ambulances and private aircraft stationed strategically all over the world. So we are able to facilitate all nationalities and more or less all geographic locations, minus places that people aren't really going anyway, that are active war zones or hostile towards the U.S. or unfortunately, like North Korea or like Ukraine isn't a good example right now of somewhere where we wouldn't support. But barring some of those extenuating circumstances, we cover all geographic locations and all nationalities, which is a big deal because most other organizations that are providing insurance or medical evacuation are only doing U.S., Canada, Mexico typically. So that's kind of how we do it. Like I said, with partner relations specifically, I deal with partnerships with travel agencies, consortias, tour operating groups, travel agents themselves. And then we kind of educate the agents and the agencies on what we do, how to present our product to relevant clients. And then we believe that it kind of sells itself. Some people it's gonna really kind of offer them that additional peace of mind for their travels. And some people, if they're going somewhere pretty safe or, they're a young person who's not super concerned with, medical evacuation, then, maybe they won't be concerned. But we know that the travel agents have those intimate relationships with their clients. You guys know how they like to travel, what their likes and dislikes are, and kind of their concerns as well. So that's the way, myself and my counterpart Todd Newmark, if you guys have met him, that's kind of the way we do it, because you guys have those intimate relationships. So kind of some of the big details we'll go over, and Michael and I talked. If you guys have questions, we'll go over any questions anyone has at the end. But I'll just go through kind of some of the highlights of what we do. So a big one is we don't exclude against pre-existing conditions. So I just talked to a gentleman last week who had just had a kidney transplant. Nobody else will cover him. So he was ecstatic to learn about Covac Global because otherwise he would not be covered by anyone, to travel and have the coverage that we provide. So no discrimination against pre-existing conditions is a huge part of our membership. No medical pre-screening, so we're not asking anyone to go get a physical or anything prior to their trip. We go from, for an individual membership, it starts off at 18 years old and goes all the way up to 85. We sell family memberships for anyone below 18 as well. They just have to have someone that's 18 or older with them. But up to 85 is also a big differentiator between us and the market. Usually it stops at somewhere between 65 and 75 at additional cost. We go up to 85 at no additional cost. So like I said in the beginning, we're not insurance. Because we're a membership program, our pricing is very straightforward. You can go on our website and I'll show you what that looks like. You can get an instant quote without having to request anything like that, put in a bunch of information to see what your cost is going to be. It doesn't change based off of the destination or the activity or the type of travel or the age. So the 18-year-old going on a low risk trip is the same as an 85-year-old with pre-existing conditions conducting high-risk travel. We're open to all nationalities, as I said, and we have remote rescue included with all memberships. These are some images from some of the evacuations we've done. We've done almost 200 evacuations now, which is a lot for a young company. In the festive season that I mentioned, in late 21 into early 2022, we did over 75 evacuations in 2 months, which was record-setting in the medical assistance industry. So these are some of our evacuations from Uganda, Belize, and parts of Central Europe. Okay, so the first tier. So we have three kind of tiers of what we offer. We offer a medical membership, we offer our pandemic/COVID-19 membership, and we offer a security upgrade membership. First one we're going to talk about is the medical membership. So we talked about the lack of hospitalization requirement. So the only trigger for our medical evacuation is going to be, it's going to have to be some event or injury or illness that requires hospitalization once you get home. So you're going to have to be admitted once you get home to your home hospital. And when I say home hospital, that means, we're not evacuating you to the nearest facility, to whatever facility we choose. That's going to be your home hospital of choice. So you can be seen by your own physicians who know your medical history, who know you and your family, and can give you the best care possible. So it just has to be, an injury or illness that's going to require you to be admitted once you get home. However, at the point of injury, we don't require you to be admitted to a hospital bed. We understand that you may have to, go to a clinic or something, or emergency care to receive stabilization or pain medication or something along those lines, but we don't require you to be admitted, which is a big differentiator again. We do require that the member has to be fit to fly. Obviously, we're not going to put someone on an aircraft if if it's going to be detrimental to their health. We do arrange and pay for the cost of transport. So a lot of people ask, do you cover medical expenses? Do you cover trip cancellation? Do you cover lost luggage? No. So like I said, we're designed to supplement traditional travel insurance. We always recommend traditional travel insurance, just like any good travel agent would. We are something that should be offered in addition to traditional travel insurance. So we are paying for the transportation to get the person from the point of injury to their home hospital. For example, one of our medical memberships starts off at $275. We recently did a medical evacuation that was $400,000. So you can see why, a membership can be a huge money saver in the long run if someone does get sick or injured. And then our medical membership is covered up to $1 million. For our COVID-19 membership, obviously this is less of a concern now with kind of the way things have evolved, but we still see a lot of COVID-19 memberships, and you still see, like in London towards the end of last year, there was some kind of variants popping up and people getting sick. So you still have those isolated events, not as big of a concern now, but it is still something we see some of. The requirement for the COVID-19 membership is that the person has to have a positive PCR test, and they do have to be symptomatic. So if they, let's say, for example, they're not feeling well, they go get a PCR test that's positive, but they're not symptomatic, or it's a very mild symptom, such as a small headache, but they don't really have any other symptoms. That's when our quarantine monitoring service comes into play. So what we're going to do is put them in the queue. They're going to be monitored, around the clock, so that if they develop symptoms, we can quickly initiate the evacuation. But the big thing is it's going to be a stipend of $500 a day that we pay out to the member up to 10 days. So if you have like a family of 4 and 2 people are sick, we're paying both members, not just one person on that membership. So every person who is fit in that scenario is going to receive $500 a day, and that's just to offset any potential cost of additional lodging or quarantine that they might have to pay for, or food cost, or just extended stays. We had some instances where this was happening before we had this feature, and it just didn't sit well with us that people didn't meet the requirement for an evacuation, and we had to basically tell them no. So we kind of spoke with some travel agents, and we decided that this would be a good consolation, and also it's a heightened state of readiness, so that when eventually someone potentially evolves symptoms, then we can speed up the process. And again, remote rescue for this one as well, and $1 million medical transport benefit as well. And the last one, and my personal favorite, is the security upgrade, because it covers such a wide scope. So you can see there civil unrest, terrorism, natural disasters, which is something people don't really think about with security risk, missing persons, criminal activity. So, you hear stuff about, people being kidnapped, or you have missing persons searches going on in certain places in the news lately. You have some kind of crime scenario where, say you come back to your hotel room and it's been ransacked and your passport's been stolen and your cash is gone and things like that. Or, you're traveling in a natural disaster like the landslide in the image here occurs, and it kind of, ruins your trip, or it puts you or your family at risk. So that's where this comes into play. Another nice feature of this, other than just the evacuation portion, is the access to our operations team. So say that happens, you come back to your hotel room and you've been robbed or whatever. You are able to give our operations team a call, and maybe you don't want to go home, but you want to, figure out a way to get your passport expedited. We'll give you all the resources of, who do I call? Who do I talk to? Do I talk to the consulate, the embassy? How do I speed up the process? What paperwork needs to be filed? So it's another tool to have as a travel agent. A lot of the advisors have these tools as well, and they know kind of how to navigate those waters. But having our operations team as another tool is really helpful, and has been helpful to a lot of our members. Or, just if you're concerned with, going to a new area, give us a call. We'll walk you through and let you know what the kind of the intel on the area is as well. And then this also is search and rescue, remote rescue, and $250,000 transport benefit. Okay, so that's a lot of quick details about what we do and how we do it. So as I said, we work closely with agents all over the world. And what we do is we establish our reseller program, and we offer a 20% commission on all membership sales. We do group discounts, travel agent discounts. So if it's an advisor that wants to travel on their own or take their family, they have the option to either take the commission or a 20% discount. And then we're happy to extend discounts, to large groups or specific instances. And we're also happy to do things like this, where we can walk through a presentation, talk to the client, we regularly do things like this with agencies, big agencies that have, a lot of advisors. We can walk them through with quite a few of the bigger agencies, we do quarterly trainings as well, just to keep everybody fresh and make sure we're hitting all the advisors regularly. And then this is our partner relations team. We have Todd, myself, and Claudia. Claudia is our based in London, so she runs our London team. We also have teams in South Africa, or we have a team in South Africa, and then we have our London team as well. And then we're based out of Orlando, but we are a global company that's remote, so we have kind of our employees are stationed everywhere. So we kind of cover, all time zones. And then I will show you the website. This is covacglobal.com. I just want to quickly show you our enrollment platform. So this is what I was talking about, where you can go and you can quickly see the pricing. So you can see our bundle here. So you got medical, COVID, or the bundle. Then this is how many days are you traveling. We'd have 2 single trip options, and then we have our annual membership as well, which the annual membership is honestly great for advisors or people that are just going to travel quite a bit. So this is going to be unlimited amount of travel for a 12-month period, just so long as one trip doesn't go over 90 days. And this is just yes or no. Do you want the security upgrade? So you can kind of see our very entry level pricing here, $275. If somebody wanted the bundle, $765. And then you can kind of go through there. So this is really helpful if you're talking to a client and they have questions about pricing. You can just take them here and immediately see the pricing. The next page is just going to be pertinent information, your travel dates. You have a name for or a location for the agent name. And then the next page, it's not going to take us there because we didn't fill all this out, but it's going to be just the billing and principal members' contact information. So that's going to be where you get your membership number. So if you're on that annual membership and you want to come back and register a subsequent trip, you just put in your membership number there. This is also going to be where the agent can kind of put in their name so they can make sure that they're in our system. Something else we do with the reseller program is we set up a landing page. So here is an example of an agency that we work with, and you would send this link out, have it on your agency intranet or your splash page or whatever, or you can send this link out to the clients. And once they access the enrollment through this link, this basically just takes us back to where we just were. When you access through your specific customized link, it's going to automatically attribute that commission to your agency. So it just kind of streamlines the whole process. So that is very quickly in a nutshell what we do. So I can tell you that I don't come from the travel industry, and I don't come from the medical assistance industry. I came from U.S. military special operations for 14 years. I still actually do that for the National Guard, but I was active duty for 14 years and then came over to Covac Global to provide my expertise in evacuations. And, I've been here for almost a couple of years now. So I can tell you from personally having done ground evacuations and air evacuations in some of the most austere environments in the world that Covac Global is the tip of the spear when it comes to doing these evacuations and doing them professionally and quickly and efficiently. So yeah, that's kind of the quick down and dirty of what we do and who Covac Global is. So again, thank you, Michael. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Yeah, there's one question, so I'm going to show it. DT Cruz is asking, is there a comprehensive membership that combines the benefits of all the memberships?
Yep. So like we were showing you on the enrollment platform, so there's our bundle. So it'd be the medical and COVID bundle. And then you would just select your amount of, your travel days, add the additional security upgrade. And the only other thing would be how many people are in your group. And that's it. And you could see the pricing right there on the website, and you would be covered for COVID, any medical injury or illness, and then any security instance as well.
Okay. Let's see. I think that was the only question. So let me just recap. Covac Global is only for travel agencies and advisors. It's not for just consumers.
No, it's for consumers. So maybe that was confusing. We just we can work directly through the clients, and we have off the street customers as well, and even corporate clients. But what partner relations does, myself, we work with the agents and the agencies to facilitate their customers' travels or the agents' travels themselves.
Okay, so someone is asking, I'm not sure, do you have plans just for travel agents? Whoever wrote, I think this person may have came in late, but um, I guess is that is that a
Yeah,
I guess a
so
legitimate question?
yeah, fair question. So there, we don't have anything specifically for travel agents. Everything's our products are designed to be simple for a reason. So we would offer the same thing to an advisor as we would a client. However, we do offer travel agent discounts. So if you're signed up as a reseller of ours, you would either qualify for a 20% commission on the sale, which is usually what agents do when they're selling to a client, or if they're taking their own travels, they usually will do the 20% discount, is what we extend to our travel agents. I will say another question we get a lot is, okay, so what happens if I'm a family of four? We enroll our family. One person gets sick. Do you take the whole family home, or do you just take the person who got sick? Um, the book answer to that would be, we have to take the advice of our medical team and do what's best and safest for the client. So if that means, taking everyone is not going to risk the health of anyone else on the aircraft, including our medical staff, then yes. But I can also tell you that a couple of things. One, we've never had to tell anyone no to an additional travel companion or a family member. And additionally, we're not in the business of telling people, like if it's a parent and a child, or a child who's sick and the parent wants to go with them, we're not in the business of separating family in a time where that's, they're their most vulnerable and they're probably not, feeling too great anyway. So our goal would be to keep the family traveling together in that situation.
Okay. Another question is do you I know you mentioned about annual plans. Are there any more details about the annual plans?
No, very straightforward. So our annual plan is available for any combination. So you can do an annual plan for just the medical, just the COVID, with or without the security upgrade. And the annual plan allows for unlimited travel for a year. So from the time you bought it until that time next year, you can travel as much as you like. You're covered. The only caveat is that you can't have one trip that exceeds 90 days. Which,
Gotcha.
unless you're going on a world cruise or you're like a student studying abroad or something like that, that usually most people are not traveling for that long.
Okay. And the cost of the memberships, that's a one-time payment. And it's not
Correct.
okay.
Yeah. So, like, say, for example, the annual plan, you purchase your membership, you're covered throughout the year. And then if you need evacuated, we come pick you up. You don't have to swipe your credit card. You don't have to do any coordination. You call us, you tell us what's going on. We get to you, we take you home, and then that's it. We'll send you flowers and, you know.
Okay. Another question just came in regards to um is already a form of travel insurance with limited evacuation coverage. Would this plan be considered primary or secondary?
Okay, so good question. So the it's really up to you however you want to do that. I don't know exactly how the travel insurance, that you have would dictate that, but for us, we don't care. If you want to use us, that's great. If you want to use someone else, then you're welcome to do so. I will say I'm aware that, there's certain credit cards that offer a basic level of evacuation or travel insurance that offers a basic level of evacuation. I'm happy to go into detail, about some of the major differences, but I can tell you the reason that we are so good at what we do is because we have very few restrictions. We're not an insurance company with a bunch of red tape and asking a million questions and making our clients jump through hoops. If they meet the triggers, we're coming to get them. That's it. We're fully indemnified. Where there's no advantage to us to tell people no. Once they have the membership, they're covered. Everything's back dollar for dollar. And quite frankly, we enjoy coming to get our clients and getting them home and then having that story to tell and making sure that people get back home to safety. So um, if you have some limited protection for through your travel insurance or whatever other booking agency you're using or through a credit card, I can tell you from my own research that it is not as good as what we do. And it's a lot of the times they're going to evacuate you to to the nearest appropriate medical facility. They'll say, that they'll evacuate you, but they're just going to take you to the nearest appropriate medical facility. If it's through travel insurance and oftentimes credit cards as well, they want you to front the cost and you pay for everything and then they reimburse you later on. We don't do that. You pay for that medical membership example, you pay $275. That's it. We don't ever ask you to pull out your credit card again. We don't ever ask anyone to front the cost of anything. We simply send a private aircraft to you and take you home. So good question, Mr. Buckley.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't think there's any other questions. I really appreciate you coming on here and giving us more information about Covac Global. I know that I definitely will be reaching out to you, or just in regards to signing up. And how can everyone reach you?
Yeah, so I don't know. I can. You have my contact information. I can pull up that one slide again.
Okay.
With our contact information, and then if anyone wants to get a hold of me, it's grussell@covacglobal.com. So you can see it here, but it's just GRUSSELL@covacglobal.com. And then there's my number there, 317-498-5863. I don't know why it looks a little blurry on that, but yeah, feel free to reach out to any member of our team. If you can't get a hold of me for whatever reason, you go to our website and reach out. Our team is extremely responsive. I usually get back to anyone within an hour. As long as it's waking hours of Eastern Standard Time, I usually get back to everybody within an hour. So, and if I don't get back to you that evening, I'll be back to you by 7 the next morning. So, and then the rest of our team is just as good. So if you reach out to our members inbox on our website, then somebody will get back to you and point you to the right team member as well.
Okay. I think we'll take one more question. I think Mr. Bucket List, he's asking this question. Where is the list of exclusions or restrictions for the coverage offered?
So to be quite honest, there's not a lot of restrictions. You can go to our website. We have our membership service agreements. And if you reach out to me, I'm happy to send that document to you directly. Our terms and conditions is just a few pages, so you don't have to sift through a mountain of paperwork, and it's available on our website as well, open source, if you want to go there and look at that. When you go to our enrollment platform, it's just right there below where we were showing you, where you enroll. It'll be right there. We have 3 membership service agreements, one for medical, one for COVID, and one for security. So you can see those, or if you have specific questions, you can reach out to me directly. But to be honest with you, our only real restrictions are if you're over 85 years old, then you don't meet the qualifications. And if you're trying to go to a country that is like an active war zone, like North Korea, Iran, Ukraine at the moment, I think there's 7 off the top of my head. I think there's 7 countries that we restrict, but that's really it. Like I said, no pre-existing conditions restriction. We don't do medical pre-screening prior. The age is up to 85 is pretty loose compared to everyone else. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, thank you once again for taking out. I know you have most likely a busy schedule. So thank you so much for joining and sharing this information. And I really appreciate it. So thank you again.
Thank you very much. You guys have a good night.
All right. Have a good one.
Okay, bye.
All right. All right. There we have it. We have Mr. Gary Russell was able to give us information in regards to the emergency evacuation when it comes to Covac Global. So if you're not a travel agent, you can just go to covacglobal.com. Same thing with travel agents. If you're a travel agent, travel advisor, and you need his information, please reach out to me, send me a DM and reach out to me, and I'll provide his information. Any of you that's in the Facebook group page, I will post his information in the Facebook group page so that you guys can have it and reach out to him if you have any more questions or just in regards to being able to kind of sign up. So that is it. I think I'm going to let go of my YouTube. All my YouTubers, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. And the next part is not over yet. So next part is in regards to directly to travel advisors, and we're going to talk about AI and how it can benefit your business. So YouTube, I'll see you all soon. Much love, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon. All right, so we're going to